There are a lot of questions being asked about the parental sponsorship program in light of IRCC's announcement that they made in January of 2026. In this video, I want to talk about that announcement and what that means for individuals who are hoping to sponsor their parents through the parental sponsorship program. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I am Maquita Hibbert, registered Canadian immigration consultant, here to provide you with immigration tips to answer your questions about Canadian immigration. The parental sponsorship program is a program that is used for individuals to sponsor their parents and grandparents to Canada. This program was launched several years ago, and it's been using this lottery system where IRCC will accept, step 1, the interest to sponsor form, and step 2, invite individuals who are selected through this lottery to submit an application to sponsor their parents or grandparents. So in step 1, there's a date when they will open up and they'll say anyone who is interested in sponsoring their parents or grandparent can submit what they call an interest to sponsor. So you're essentially stating, I would like to sponsor. I'm interested in sponsoring. You fill out this form, you submit it, everyone submits it, all the forms are accepted, and then they have another date when they will do a draw, a selection, they call it a lottery, so it's random apparently, to select individuals who they will invite to submit an application for sponsorship. If you have not been invited to submit an application for sponsorship, you cannot submit an application for sponsorship. So as much as you would love to have your parents or grandparent join you in Canada, without this invitation to submit an application, you are not eligible to submit an application. So say you've gone over all the eligibility requirements, you meet the 3 years of income based on family size, and that is something that I will talk about in another video, eligibility for parental sponsorship. Then it is that you will submit your application. If everything checks out, all your documents, everything that's required is there, you meet eligibility, and your parents would be approved for permanent residence in Canada. The thing is, the last time this was done was in 2020. We're moving into year 6. So for the last 5 years, IRCC has not accepted any new interest to sponsor forms. So anyone who did not make it into that batch in 2020 is still waiting for an opportunity to submit the simple interest to say, I would like to sponsor my parent or grandparent to live with me in Canada. And I can imagine that this is very hard for many people. Say your mom or dad was 65. Now they're 70. They're getting older, and you don't know if you'll be able to sponsor them. So it's quite a challenge when every year individuals are waiting for the announcement that they're going to be accepting new forms, and they're not. What they've done the last few years was that the same group of people that applied from 2020, they went back into that group of people and selected a certain amount of people that were invited to apply for permanent residency. They had so many in that bunch that they figured, what's the sense in starting it all over again? We already have a huge amount of interest. Let's just take from there. And that's what they've been doing. So no new people have been able to have an opportunity to submit an application. But what happened in 2026 January is that IRCC said that the parental sponsorship program is on pause. No new applications will be accepted for individuals to sponsor their parents or their grandparents, leaving many individuals who have been waiting for years devastated. So again, the wording is that the program is on pause. They haven't said that it's canceled, that we're no longer going to be doing this. Because rightfully, I don't even think they could, because they couldn't just tell people that forever you won't be able to bring your parents to Canada. That just wouldn't be right. But because IRCC is so backlogged with applications across all application types, they are trying to implement measures to be able to clear up some of this backlog. And one of the easiest things to do is pause certain immigration programs. Because if you're not getting new applications on top of the ones that are already waiting, it gives you an opportunity to clear up the ones that are already waiting. And so now they have paused this program. They will not be allowing individuals to submit an interest to sponsor form, and therefore no applications. And that means they will also not be pulling any more applications out of the old 2020 pool that currently exists. How does this affect you now if you were thinking about sponsoring? You can't submit an application and you don't know when you'll be able to submit an application. The challenge that could arise for you is that things could change in your family dynamics. Things could change in your family members, the number of family members you have, and things could also change with your finances. And because the parental sponsorship program is fully based on how much the sponsor earns, and that is over 3 years, and it would be the 3 years before the application is submitted, and that portion is validated based on their family size. Any change in any of those factors could affect your eligibility. So for example, if it was just you and your spouse and you were sponsoring your parents, 2 parents, that's 4 people. Your family size would be counted as 4. But over the time, if you have added 2 children, now your family size has increased from 4 to 6. Because your income must be at a certain amount to meet the number of people in your family, a growing family could affect your eligibility to apply for your parents if your income was at the baseline before having the children. Another thing that could happen is that if your financial situation changes, you lose your job, you get a pay cut, or something happens, someone falls ill and they're not able to work. Now, this is going to affect your annual income. And you need the 3 years, because if you're short on 1 year, your application is going to be refused, that you, as a sponsor, you do not meet the eligibility. So, the last 3 years, great. This year, great. Then comes next year, something happens, and then the program opens the year after that. And if you apply, you're going to be short the income for 2027 next year. And now that can affect your entire eligibility. And we don't have control over certain things. Things can happen that is out of our control, like losing a job, someone falling sick. We don't know. And, then it's not fair to you that for 10 years in a row, you were good. And then now 1 year, you're missing, dollars, and they're going to say you're not eligible. But that's just what the facts of it is. So until this happens, until they reopen the program, let's try and maintain your eligibility as best as possible. Try maintaining your finances. If your family size increases, redo the calculation to make sure that you're still eligible, because there's nothing that you can do right now but prepare for when the program finally opens. And if it is that you really do need to have your parents here, then the super visa would be your next best option. Because the super visa is a 10-year visa that allows them to stay up to 5 years on each visit without having to do an extension. Super visa also has its own financial requirements, so you would have to make sure that you meet that, but that would be your next best option. So again, that is what is happening with the parental sponsorship program. The program is on pause. You're not able to submit an application, and you're not able to sponsor your parents to Canada at the moment, unfortunately. Hope that provided some clarity for you, and you can always reach out to us if you want to talk more about this or any other immigration matter. So thanks for stopping by. Take care. Like this video, subscribe to our channel so that you can get the alerts when new videos are released.